I'm in my neighborhood in Stone Mountain, and these homes you see are full of black people. All full of black people. But they don't hang outside like, most people. But it's way different than Minneapolis. Because in Minneapolis, you go, you know what I'm saying? You'll have white people everywhere in the suburbs. But out here, there's many suburbs like this full of black people. These are $200,000 homes and $2,000 homes and less. But these kids don't have no problems playing out here. When they're playing, no police around here, no neighbors fighting. And most people in the Midwest, your credit will qualify for these homes very easy. And if you have a home, rent it out. Black people, they use their homes for their business and stuff too. So that's why this guy got a lot of business trucks, So they like to use their house, for their business. Nobody messes with them. You see, that's the black man, who owns this house here. Nice big house. Nobody ever, bothers me about recording. So, why are you up north? These are black people. Black people living down here, down south. It ain't like Minnesota. This is what I'm trying to tell you. All up and down here is black neighborhoods. These are black people living in black houses. These are black people. So, what are you waiting for up north? I can drive all around many towns in Georgia like this, full of black people. If people move down here and move back because it's too hot, I don't understand them. But this is beautiful. You see the black kids up there playing. Even if you got different religions, nobody's messing with you. Nobody cares if you record. So people are nice. Hello, how you doing? People are nice. Because I'm from Minnesota, and like black people are treated way different. But there's a lot of communities down here that are black that want to do something, and it lets you show you that black people down south, they're doing something. And so more black people need to bring their business down from up north, down south. Because, it ain't like they say it is, Yeah, I see. And see, I ain't grew up like this, It's like they keep them poor up in Minnesota. Everybody fights with the Muslims, everybody fights with the blacks, everybody fights with the white people. Uh-huh. Yeah, so But I don't see this, It's very small in Minneapolis. Very small.
So you travel around the world?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
But like I'm saying, people talk to you down here. So, but yeah, it's like being in Africa, but, nobody bothers these guys. They can have many cars as they want. Nobody's messing with them. Nobody tells them when to cut their grass. But there's many black people out there. How you doing? Many black people. So like I said, most of these houses are like about 200,000 down. A lot of y'all's credit is pretty good in the north. The north got more money. Your money will stretch a long way down here. A long way. You ain't got to stretch it in Africa, but you can stretch it in Georgia. Now let me see if I can find my way home, because it is big. Everywhere you go is big. This ain't like the Minneapolis, you know what I'm saying? And if you look, these are black people everywhere. You know, all in the cars. The police don't be pulling nobody over, but they do speed down here. They go like about at least 10 miles past the speed limit. Sometimes 15. I see they have no problems getting pulled over doing it. So, you gotta keep up with the traffic down here. But kids are safe, you know. It ain't crazy down here like they try to make it. So if you want to have somewhere safe where your kids can just ride a bike without getting shot and killed, I think this is the best chance. You know, so the more black people get down here, the stronger they get. Come down here and get some of these lands. There's a lot of property for sale down here in Georgia. These white people left their homes. There's a lot of homes for sale. They can't take this heat down here. You know, they get skin cancer, you know. They had to move up north. They don't want to tell you this though, but come get the South. Rebuild it. Mississippi too. We'll save some for the Mexicans. They can have that. New Mexico and Texas. They can start fighting for their rights and get their land back as well. But you know, we need something for ourselves, so we need to start making some full black states. You know, because every time I drive around, there's all kind of little spots to hang it out. You know what I'm saying? So you got more room to hang out. You ain't got to hang out on Broadway. You know what I'm saying? Penn. And then every time they tear that spot up, they're gonna make a new place to hang out. Remember, Plymouth used to be Broadway until they burned it down. But there's a lot of opportunity down here. So this is a good spot to, you know, to try to pick to come down here. A lot of boxing down here for all you boxer coaches, you know what I'm saying, who had trouble, you know, struggling, trying to, you know, have fighters, you know, in the snow. So it don't really snow down here, so you can train fully around here and really produce some good fighters if you're trying to make a real world champion. But if you're trying to just make money in the gym, being a coach, making money off people, then that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? But coaches making champions move down south. You know what I'm saying? In Minnesota, I'd have got pulled over just holding my camera driving like this. I might have left Stone Mountain, I don't know. I'm still learning my way around. Lots of beautiful lands. There's some mountains not too far from here. Well, at least one mountain I know. But I did drive down to the ocean. It took me 5 hours from where I lived. No, 4 hours from where I lived to get to the ocean. So if you ever, you know what I'm saying, want to get to the ocean view and all that beach scenery, you know, Georgia got some nice beaches. You know, don't get fooled by Miami now. So I'll probably make it down there towards the end of the year so I can show you how it looks down there, you know. Things Georgia needs a lot of carpenters. They need a lot of like more doctors, more nurses. Let's see. They can use some more teachers. It ain't really as dirty as they say it is, though. I only see the freeways be dirty. The freeways are dirty, but it ain't too much dirt to me places. But once in a while, somebody throws something out the window. Of course, I'm gonna have to turn this phone off pretty soon and use GPS. I'm just driving. Don't even know where I'm at now. I'm just driving around. But you know, all these cars in front of me, all the cars in back of me, all full of black people. This is a Soul Train down here. So it took me 3 weeks to get a job down here. I was hired by this guy named Benny, and he's been doing me right ever since. He kept every word he said about me getting paid and moving up, and hey, can't beat that. Now if I came down here doing a dishwashing job and started out, now I moved to a cook and making a little decent money, I mean, you can come down here if you got real skills. You should have no problem making it down here. But if you want to deal with racism and all kind of other stuff, go right ahead. But to unite, we all got to get down in one area. And there's lots of houses down here, lots of empty buildings down here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, your money will stretch you far if you got money put up for a business. It's beautiful. I love it. Some nights it's quiet except for the firecrackers, and sometimes you'll hear gunshots because some places you can shoot guns around here. I think them southern boys was laughing at us northern boys, because it's been pretty great, a way great living down here. Damn, I wish I'd have came down somewhere sooner. But I can't lie, a lot of my friends used to say, hey, go to Georgia, I'm moving to Georgia. So they moved to Georgia, and I never, you know, lost control. Don't even know their names by now. So when you lose control of your friends, you miss a change. So when my friends left down here in Georgia when I was like 20, who knows what they are now? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they're down here owning some of these businesses and making some money, but we should have been listening to them every time somebody told you to move down there and stay. Fight it through, because this is where you'll be having an own feeling place where enough black people have a voice. Alright, let me find somewhere to bust a U-turn. Yeah, I be driving around Georgia with no license because child support in Minnesota, I'm almost done catching it up, so I'll get my license back soon. But my wife told me that they wasn't gonna mess with me. I guess she was right. Because sometimes I forget and be speeding. I ain't no criminal, I just ain't got no license. Okay, let me find a place to turn around. Alright, I'm gonna sign out for now.